Hello team again. It's Sunday. As I promised, this weekend I wanted to make two videos, and here we go again with the fifth one. So we talk about market structure, the flow, what I mean for flow, which somebody can call trend or whatever you want, risk entry versus confirmation entry, the one from yesterday, which was a sponsorship, confirmation, direction, execution. So this is the market structure video. This is the flow one. Then we talk about risk entry and confirmation entry, which, if you remember, it was like with models. And yesterday we talked about this one, which is kind of my puzzle, that I need at least H1 sponsorship and 15 confirmation and 5 for direction and 1 for execution. Today we're gonna talk about this, which is, to be honest, this is the basics of price action, in my opinion. If you follow me, you may even skip this video, you know, because should be pretty elementary concepts. If you want to watch it, you're welcome. I'm gonna explain you on live charts and on some of my old trades, but honestly, if you don't know about this, maybe I don't know why you follow me, okay? Because this is the basics. I'm not going to explain what is liquidity. I'm going to explain what I mean for liquidity, you know? What I mean for inefficiency, what I need to see in order for me to get in a trade. Let's go to charts. Throw this one. Okay. As I said in the training plan, these are essentials. Let's maybe take this off. These are essentials: liquidity rate, clean BMS, and inefficiency. Without any of these three factors, I don't want to get involved. These ones are bonuses. If I see mitigation and inducement, I'm happier, but they're not like required for me to get in a trade. So I basically trade only one setup, okay? And the setup is a, I don't know, you want to call Quasimodo, you want to call rate BMS, you want to call a stop run. As always, as I say, always call whatever the fuck you want. It's basically this. They go high, strong move below, pull back in the origin, and keep going lower, okay? This is what I trade all the time. Of course, there are different interpretations of this, but this is it. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, one setup, okay? So, first element is liquidity rate, then is clean BMS, and then is efficiency, and the other two. I'm gonna show you on this chart, like a couple of examples, and then on some of my old trades, okay? Okay. Keep in mind here, I'm gonna just focus on the setup itself. I don't wanna talk about context, okay? Context is already done by market structure analysis, the flow, and all the things that I explained below. So now I'm putting like the lens, how do you say, like the thing that, I mean, just focusing on the fucking setup, okay? Just like the execution and the pattern. So let's say here I see, let's see. Okay, there is I think here was news, okay? And there is like, I don't know, people ask me like, hey, why you use Saxo? Because I love gaps, okay? I love them. If you don't like gaps, means you don't want to have extra data. Look at all these charts, all these feeds, nobody has the gap. Look, Saxo. Big liquidity gap. So, oops. 1 second, sorry, I fucked up something. Okay, so let's go back in time. Here, replay, come back here, okay? I love gaps. For me, are extra information available for me to gather data, okay? I see here, big gap because the news, okay? If you go to the other feed, there is no gap, which is nonsense for me. Big gap. Okay, you can see this is not a real swing low, and I agree, it's not like a real one, it's a little bit tricky here, but this one is a swing low, and is an M5 swing low, okay? So for me, liquidity rate means the liquidity that is below the swing. Okay, usually below a swing or below a range, which is even better. I'm a London Open trader. I love Asia ranges and I love when they take Asia liquidity. This case, I'm talking about the swing low liquidity, okay? So this is a swing low. What I do, they send price down and you can say like, this is a BMS. Well, to my eyes, this is not a BMS. Many times I say like, I don't care about whatever you want to. You see whatever you want in your price. Maybe your rules say like, if the candle close below, this is a BMS. This is not a BMS for me, okay? I see 3 weeks, someone is buying strong times, and for me it's more important what happened after we touch this swing low. So after we collect the stops here, and maybe possibly even here, okay, if there were stops here, price instantly push higher, like big time. When I see this type of move, high, and they BMS this swing high, I think, okay, somebody bought enough for those guys that push it down the price, and they kind of are in control now, okay? So let's go back on M1. Let's take this shit off. So look at this. When you go on M1, you see somebody bought here, rated, and somebody rated also this one, okay? And then you see, and this is the liquidity rated, okay? Then what I wanted to see in the scheme of things, clean BMS, okay? Is there a clean BMS here? I would say so. Okay. I don't know how you define the market structure, okay? For me, it's a swing high, swing lows. But if I see that they push price, and look at this, there is one swing high, which is internal, it's not a real swing high, okay? Like not real structure. 2, 3, and possibly 4, maybe. Let me see. We go up, we keep going time. Okay. Yeah, kind of. Okay, when I see this type of move, I say like, okay, somebody bought enough to disregard completely 1, 2, 3, 4 swing highs, you know, maybe 3, whatever. So this is a clean BMS. Somebody here bought it. Then what's the third thing I need for this trade? Inefficiency. Can you see any inefficiency in this move up? Honestly, there is a gap here, a fucking gap, okay? This is inefficient. It's not like this type of move. It's not like this. It's not like this. Somebody here do like this, and this is what I love to see when I want to get involved, okay? Look the difference between the move down and the move up. Here, price is kind of efficient. They almost got back to every order block, okay? Here, price moved in a fashion way, like strong. Somebody even gap price here, and they broke several swing high. So that's me getting horny to get in a trade. Where I want to get in? Well, usually if this is the raid, I would consider this the origin of the move up, and this is what I want to do. So what's the goal for me? Okay, let's talk 1 second. Also, there is mitigation and inducement. Okay, mitigation and inducement. I think, let's see if there is a mitigation and inducement. Yes, okay, so here there is another break BMSI. What is mitigation for me? When the old resistance is fully mitigated, okay? But you remember when we talk about risk entry versus confirmation entry, and I say like, hey guys, how do you know if you can get in here blindly and put a limit or not? Yeah, that's kind of simple, because whoever sold here didn't manage to make new lows. Whoever sold here is not like they didn't break anything. You know, the real structure is still rated and is still up. Okay, we also coming from a huge move up and all this context, but forget about this for a second. For me, mitigation means that I'm coming from a resistance is fully mitigated, because look at this, it is fully mitigated, more than 50%. So I say these guys are fully mitigated. If we go back to here, these guys are not going to hold again anymore. Instead, look this origin. This is not mitigated. Nobody came here. So If I know that resistance is mitigated, support is not, I think like, okay, if they come back down here, at least they're gonna push enough higher for me to go break even or to keep going, okay? I'm not a break even trader anymore. I used to do this, I don't do this anymore. But for you to understand, I know that the risk they're gonna come here and they're gonna push it. Now this resistance is mitigated. What does it mean? That if they gonna test this area again, in my high, it's not going to hold. Let's check what happens. They come back kind of strongly, you know, strongly into full origin, like halfway through, and then they push again. And what's your target? I mean, if you want to go safe, I would say that. How can I make this bigger? Okay, if you want to go safe, I will put stop loss here, maybe 1 pip below, and I will take all my profits above these highs, okay? Let me see. These are now equal highs. I want to play safe. That's my target. Okay, that's it. Then if you keep going, bonus. So, okay, the fifth element is inducement. You could say that this is inducement because somebody bought here and they put the stop loss below this one. Yeah, but I can show you better example of inducement. This is okay, but it's not like my textbook inducement idea. Okay, let's go to the other example on the live chart. Where was it? Here. Let me bring this one here. Let's keep cutting back. Okay, here. Okay, this is what I love the most. This is what I love the most. This for me is an Asia range, which start here is midnight. Okay, let's say that this is in Asia range. Okay. I love when they do that. I love, because I know Euro loves to purge Asia ranges and going in the other direction. Okay, they always do that. Not always like every day, but like 4 days out of 5 or 3 days out of 5 it happens. And this is like my textbook play. So there is Asia liquidity here. This is 7:55, 8 o'clock is when Frankfurt open. When I start to trade, I don't take trades here. Okay, I don't take trades before this time. This is my time, Frankfurt open. So what do I see here? I see somebody doing like a raid BMS on M5 bearish, but I know that they're taking Asia liquidity, okay, below, and Asia top is still not, is still like there, like nobody, oops, sorry, nobody took it. All this liquidity here is still untapped, okay? So after they take Asia lows, what are they doing? They start to spend little time here and they push it here. Let me see. I don't know. I don't know if there was a trade here. Let's see. So look at this. Pretty much the same thing as before. Look at this. Look at this trade. Let me see. I don't even know if there is like. I mean, here. If I see an M1 BMS like this one, I wouldn't take the trade. For me, this is like a raid of Asia raid. So like, and then I see this type of push, like strong, you know. For me, this is when I get validated for me to get in longs. I don't get long here. Even if I could, I maybe even took this one. I don't know. Even if I could. But I want to see this. I want to see them to disregard all these highs and say like, fuck it. Now they're going to push it. Well, if you take this origin, the real origin here, this is the rate. This is the rate. So the real origin here will be like this. Oops. Something like this. So this will be the trade for me. Well, 1 pip below, I think this would be my trade. After I see this move up, I think here I will get in, here. Okay, not here. You can get in here, still too risky for me. I want to see impulse, inefficiency. Let's go back in. Let's go back. Where is the thing? Is liquidity rate? Yes. Is Asia liquidity rate? Is more liquidity rated here? Okay. Is there clean BMS? Yes. Big BMS. There is inefficiency. Yes. Look at this. Here price move up, leaving all this fair value gap behind, you know. Is mitigation? Yes. We're coming from this kind of candle. Is completely mitigated. This volume imbalance filled. Inducement? No. I don't see much inducement here. I'm gonna be honest. But the three elements are enough for me to get in a trade. This is a valid long for me. Okay. And I think it take off. Yeah. Okay. Look, now they go again. They take Asia liquidity high and then they impulse. I mean, this is AMD. Okay. Also, I don't know if we talk about this already, but this is like accumulation, manipulation, and now they're gonna do higher. Okay. But despite that, what happens here? They start to BMS up, and then they offer again. This one is lovely. Look at this. This is they BMS up, strong BMS up. M15 shift up. Sorry. Look, 1 BMS, 2 BMS. 3 BMS. This is M15, guys, okay? So you see that price want to keep going higher. If you go on M1, I'm making this thing too dirty. 1 second, sorry. Fuck. So let's clean all this shit. If you didn't get down here because it was risky, you didn't trust Asia raid or whatever, look at this. Now this is a new trade here. This is an M5 raid. So clean raid, okay? Again, let's analyze this thing. What is gone? Oops, I deleted. No. I'm sorry. I'm not super fast with these things. I just want to bring it back. So liquidity rated, yes, there is liquidity rated. There is clean BMS, yes. There is super clean BMS. 1, 2, 3, again. Is inefficiency. Wow, look at this. If this is, oops. If this is not inefficient, you tell me what's inefficient. Is mitigation? Well, let's see. I don't know, maybe this example there is mitigation too. Yes. Sorry, not mitigation. In this example, there is no mitigation, okay? But there is inducement. What is inducement? This is inducement to my eyes, which is somebody that bought it before touching the full origin, and maybe they bought it here because they are afraid for the move to go up, and they place their stop here, okay? So maybe they like support resistance trader. They see this as a resistance, become support, they buy here, price goes up, and they put their stop loss here. So what is this? Inducement. It means price can come back here, take their liquidity, bounce into the region, and keep going. This is like a bonus, as I said. What they do, they come back, take their liquidity, use them as liquidity, kind of raid again, and send it. What's your first target, as always? Should be the week high. So here is kind of 3R, no? This is it. This is how I consider define things for me to get involved in a trade. Well, this is low. Yeah. Gone. That's enough, to be honest. I'm gonna show you a few examples of trades I took it to show you like my optimal setup and the way I trade, but they are on the black background, so put up with it. I know you guys don't like it, but I cannot go back in time and look for the trades, you know, this is like too much work. So I'm gonna be quick, make the video. Okay, look, flow is clearly up. Okay, flow is up. Oops, this is black, no good. How can I change the color? Here, red, and make it bigger. Okay, flow. I don't know how to use this. Flow is up. Can you see? Higher high, higher lows. What I wait for the raid into an origin. Clean inefficiency. I mean, tell me this is not inefficient. There is a literally an imbalance here. So I want to get in here, and then price keeps going. I don't know. Friday high. Look here. The target was Friday high. Usually it's 2.5 hour. I always do the same. Here I see liquidity in both areas. Clean equal lows. Descend price down big time. Again in black. Fuck. Descend price down big time. This is inefficiency. This is where I get in. Okay. Same thing. Same idea. Well, this is like a stop, but I promise to you, to my eyes, this is like my perfect setup. Because I see the curve here, the kind of curving down. I see stuck in raid BMS, raid and then the BMS. Raid and then the BMS, and then here I wanted to get in this inefficiency, which has inducement too. Can you see the inducement? These highs. I said like, okay, they're gonna get me and go down into this imbalance. Instead, I got stopped. But I will take this trade any other day. This is textbook price action for me. But it's not always Christmas, no? Same thing. Curve. Stuck in raid BMS. Look at this. Raid and then the BMS here. Raid and then the BMS here. Raid and then the BMS here again. So what I will do, I get into the origin. This is the origin, inefficiency, and send the price down. Well, I don't think I have to show you much more. They're always the same. I always do the same. This is a little bit tricky because here it was like an M5 raid. Here, this is an M5 raid, guys, and they couldn't manage to BMS up, so they sent down the price again. Then they finally BMS up. This is an M5 BMS, coming from a mitigated resistance, fully mitigated now. Now there are equalize here. So where do I get into the origin of the move? Stop loss below, boom, into the equalize, and price went up. Yeah, I think it's enough with example and explanations. So this is what we have seen today. I hope this helps. If you guys have like some constructive feedback, maybe my video too long, too short, or you want to see something different, you can comment to the videos and I'm gonna listen to you. Hopefully. Okay, next time we're gonna check. Well, not this weekend, maybe next one if I'm available. We're gonna check this one. What I mean for counter trades and what I need to see counter trades, okay? Speak to you soon, and see you tomorrow for the daily review and analysis of Euros daily. Ciao.